this is Gina from hauntedflower.com and hauntedflowerreviews.com, and I've got some more titles to review today. I've got Magic Mike on Blu-ray, yay! Mad Men Season 5, yeah! And Disasters Reconstructed, a history of architectural disasters. I'm going to start with this one because it was a lot of fun for me. This was an interesting way to repackage some things together into a set. They don't all belong together, but they kind of just wanted to cover their bases and find a way to re-release some of their hits. We start with Inspector America, which is a TV show where this dude would go around and point out things in America that, how well they were holding up, or if they needed to be replaced, and the dangers, and incidents that happened over time, like bridges just falling, or a ship crashing into something, or a floating bridge just kind of sinking, or just all sorts of different things, and he goes around and just kind of tests their architectural durability, areas that have been flooded. Oh my gosh, there's this crazy town where there's been a fire underneath it for decades because they didn't know how to stop it. It was really ridiculous, and people were living there for a long time, but they finally evacuated the town, and only a few people are still there. But oh my gosh, really? It's just kind of some amazing stories, and that's 2 different discs there, and you can go through those episodes. Engineering Disasters, this was a different TV show, actually. This was one that talked about different architectures, and they just went through a series, episodes 4 through 11, that were specifically for engineering disasters. So the whole show wasn't even about that. They just kind of took those episodes out of that show to point them out, and these were some really amazing stories here. Where just things went really, really bad, and something happened, like a building falling over or whatever. And that was really interesting too. I was just fascinated by this. You know, a lot of it just happens because people didn't know better, or they knew better and just took a shortcut, which is more often the case, because they didn't have the right materials or whatever. They just goofed it up. The next part's all about the Titanic and the Hindenburg, which is a lot of fun. We've got Titanic's Achilles heel. I know that at some point I reviewed this because I remembered it got ridiculous. You had different crews trying to do different things. One was going to dive to the sister ship to find out if it had the same flaw that they suspect Titanic had. They also had a different group that was diving to Titanic to try and look for evidence of the flaw. And then they had a third group of people that was sitting in a room with numbers and math and charts trying to determine things. It's explained better in the special, okay? I didn't make it. Disc 4 here is the Hindenburg. What went down with the Hindenburg? And the tech effect Hindenburg. 3 different specials about the Hindenburg. One is more about the history, one's more about the technology, and there's just some really cool documentary stuff where they just show you people's reactions and how it affected things like down the line, and it was just really cool. I mean, Zeppelins are kind of fascinating. So this set was fun for me. I don't know if you want to pick it up, but it was just really interesting, and I like stuff like this. Next, we're going to go back to Mad Men Season 5, and in Mad Men, they have their own agency now. Lots of things happened in Season 5, like his ex-wife got fat, which a lot of people really enjoyed, seeing January Jones put on a few pounds. But that's just kind of a malicious thing because we don't like Betty because she's mean. But she does have a lot of justifications for why she does stuff too, so they're all very complicated characters. Lots of stuff went down this season, and I'm not going to ruin it if you haven't watched the show, but the special features, they have Mad Men Say the Darndest Things, where it's basically a collection of a lot of really great quotes from the show. The Enigma talking about the poster. They did a whole section on this poster, why they went with this poster for Season 5. There's a whole section on the Party of the Century, which is the black and white masquerade ball, and Truman Capote, and all that history stuff, all that background in case you didn't know about it at the time. Scoring Mad Men. That's a really cool section where they talk about different characters have certain themes that go underneath their scenes and when to score and when not to score. Like in the scene where Joni confronts her husband who came back from the war. This is a pictorial timeline showing the history of daylight savings time and its official observance in the United States. That's not as exciting as the other features. There's a digital gallery where it has a bunch of news stories around the world from that time, and what I most liked was the commentaries, because a lot of the episodes have commentaries with the producers and directors, but they also have like a secondary commentary with the actors, and those are really fun and interesting. Like the first episode is a two-parter, double-length episode, and it has John Hamm and the actress who plays Megan, and then they have a bunch of other actors as it goes on. It's really cool. This set, awesome. Definitely get it if you like the show. Finally, we have Magic Mike. I finally broke down and watched this because male stripping actually makes me feel quite uncomfortable. But I decided to give this movie a try because it's directed by Steven Soderbergh, and Channing Tatum was really funny in 21 Jump Street, so I've decided since then he has range. What this movie proved is that there's a dark side to male stripping, and it's not all fun and games and dollar bills. And also that Channing Tatum can really dance very, very well, which probably people knew already, but you get to see it. And so the special features really cater to that because there is dance play mode where you can just watch the songs, and the deleted scenes are the full dances. And obviously, you know, Channing Tatum was the one that came with a background in dancing, and these other guys didn't have that, so they had to learn. Backstage on Magic Mike talked about how the story came about with Channing Tatum and Steven Soderbergh talking about his career as a stripper, blah, 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 and people getting ready for their roles. It does not exactly talk through their diet and exercise routine to get ripped, unfortunately, because that probably would have been more useful than what they did talk about. But this also has a DVD and an ultraviolet digital copy, so you can watch it on the interwebs. And this movie was better than I expected it to be, but still, lots of male stripping stuff. It's not going to be nominated for any awards, in my opinion. So thank you for watching my review, and I hope you'll join me next time. Bye!
If you like this review, go to my site at hauntedflowerreviews.com. I also have a podcast on iTunes. Please leave me ratings and comments. Also, we have a store, hauntedflower.com, where you can find the best online apparel and accessories from movies, TV shows, anime, and more. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/hauntedflower, and that's where we have all of our contests too, so you can win free stuff. Go to indiemojo.com if you live in Indianapolis, and you can find out how to go to free movies.